Welcome back. We are talking to former governor of Delaware, Mike Castle, and the former congressman from Delaware about the legacy of Beau Biden. First of all, it was stunning when it happened. Did you have any indication that he was that sick?
When he went to Walter Reed Hospital, you had to wonder, what was happening. So at that point, I think people started to realize that this is probably an ongoing, rather serious problem. But nobody really knew. I mean, the family had not talked about it. And so in terms of knowing how very sick he might be, nobody knew. But the fact he had not been out in public and then was admitted to a hospital that, was near his father, et cetera, would be an indication that probably was a problem.
We call this show the Delaware Way, and it means something. Every time I speak to politicians about you, they like you, they know you. It doesn't matter Republican or Democrat. It seems like everybody gets to know each other. Did you have a relationship with Beau Biden?
Oh, sure. I mean, and you're right, every elected official in Delaware has a relationship with each other. I knew Beau well. Of course, I've known Joe forever, and I've known Beau since he's entered into the political realm, even before that. And he was everything they said at the funeral services and during that time leading up to it. He was an outstanding young man, different than Joe. Not perhaps as politically motivated as Joe, even though he was in politics. But he was a nice young man. He had a very good family. And not just Joe and Jill, but his wife and kids. He was very likable and I think liked by most people in the state. I think he would have been the odds-on favorite to be the next governor of the state if he had remained well. So it's a very unfortunate circumstance, and my heart goes out to everybody in the Biden family for what they've gone through with Beau's passing.
No, and you think about what that family has gone through.
Oh,
too. It goes beyond politics.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And it's interesting. I've talked to Republicans during the whole time that Beau was sick, and it had been in the papers that he'd been sick, et cetera, and then nobody knew exactly where he was or what he was doing or how sick he was. I never heard one of them say that, gee, maybe it would be nice if Beau couldn't run or whatever for political reasons, not die, but whatever. They never said that. Everyone always said, I wish Beau well. I hope he does well and comes back strongly. They worry about the politics later. And that was true of Republicans as well as anybody else I spoke to. So he was a popular young man and well regarded in the state of Delaware.
Everybody talks about the way you're talking about him, that he could have been governor, and you talk about how he's different than Joe Biden. A lot of it, we don't really get a sense of, we know him as Attorney General, and we know what he could have done, or what they say he could have done. We don't really, a lot of people don't talk about what kind of person he is, who he was, and what he was like to be around. Do you have any stories from being around him, or how would you describe him?
I know a lot of stories, but I will just say he was easy to be around. The last time I actually saw him was in the cafeteria of the Hotel DuPont. That was after his incident where he had to go down to Texas to the cancer hospital and be operated on. And, we just chatted as we typically would. And I asked him how he was, and he said fine, which I guess he was at that time. But he was unassuming, and he was not puffed up about himself at all. I mean, some politicians can get to the point where they're bigger or better than somebody else, and Beau didn't have that about him. He listened, and he was very easy to converse with, and apparently was a good leader of the Attorney General's office, and I think all that paid off for him in a political sense.
And he had the name he had, which is powerful in a state like Delaware to have the Biden name. And you said he would have been the hands-on favorite, the odds-on favorite to win as governor. But if you're saying he wasn't, a lot of people said, well, who knows where he would have gone from there? He could have been running for president. He could have been president. A lot of people, but from what you're telling me, he didn't really have that fire in his belly, did he?
Well, he might have, but if he did, he had it sort of quietly. He wasn't outspoken about it, one way or another. And I think he had chosen the path of going through the Attorney General's office and then to the governor, as opposed to going to Washington, D.C., at least for the time being. And I think that's wise. I mean, I think, frankly, being a governor is a better job than being in Washington. And I think Beau sort of saw it that way. And I think he wanted to follow a different path than his father had followed, if you will. So that was his mission in life.
Have you talked to anybody in the family since? Have you talked to the vice president?
No, I spoke to the vice president at the viewing for Beau and to the rest of the family, but I've not spoken to them since. I mean, your heart just has to bleed for what they've been through in that family, and you know, I give them their peace, and at some point I'll bump into Joe and we'll chat again like old days, hopefully.
And we'll be right back after this.